Hey, man, this is Tommy Chung, and you're listening. And
Harry's drinking again.
Yo. Back up in the building for another edition of the
Harry's drinking again
podcast. I am your host, Harry Too Scary, a.k.a. Mr. Harris. And tonight, we got a guest with us, Frankie Pace, actor, comedian, I believe, screenwriter, producer, a couple other things. We're going to get to know this gentleman here. Welcome. Brother Ray G will be on in a moment. All right. Links out working. Hold on. I just got done with another interview, a pre-recorded interview with Steve J. Rubin. I'm going to have that out by Saturday because he's an author. He's written about 6 different books, and they do a Twilight Zone New Year's Eve marathon every year. Go check out Steve J. Rubin, and that's going to be really interesting interview. I enjoyed it, and so that's what I was doing earlier this evening. Tonight, TNR 049. We are 3 episodes away from our 1 year of consistency. And I'm enjoying it, man. This has been a great journey. Thank you to all the subscribers. We've hit 200. I got my goal for the year. You know, we're trying to double up this next year, 500 by next year. And currently I'm working on 2 end of the year clips. They're both going to be year in reviews highlighting the shows. One of them is just a collage of random shows, flip-flopping back and forth of different guests, different people that we've had on the show. The other one is going to be it's going to show you episode 000 all the way to episode 49 and only have less than 48 hours to get that shit done. And I got to go to my regular 9 to 5 the next 2 days. So I'm up against the clock. But I'm going to make it happen nonetheless. And I'm going to do it for y'all. The Harris is drinking again. Haida crew and community. Shout out to everybody, man. It's been a fucking awesome journey. And we got some really dope guests lined up. The whole month of January is already booked. Every Thursday night's booked. The first Thursday of February is booked. And in between that, I believe we have a show lined up tomorrow. Nick Tabor, movie buff, movie critic. We're going to be interviewing him. And then I have a couple Saturdays in January that we're going to be having guests on the show as well. So stay tuned. It's going to be amazing. And we're really hitting the year off with a bang. I'll just let the cat out of the bag. We got Gianni Russo, legendary mob guy, played in The Godfather. Stories galore from Marilyn Monroe, Pablo Escobar. And then we got Tommy Chong coming on tonight, Frankie Pace. You see his face in the thumbnail there. So we just have some really excellent guests. And shout out to Thresher PR, Steve Joyner, making these guests happen. And for more information, go to haidapodcast@gmail.com. Email me directly for your booking needs. As soon as Ray comes on here, I can put this camera up.
Brother Ray G joined.
Bed in the back, and there he is. Right on time. Here before the guests for once. Damn, for the first time in a couple weeks, we doing it right. So coming to the stage for the 49th week in a row. Oh, shit. The host of Harris is Drinking Again podcast, Brother Reggie.
What's up? What's up, y'all? What's good? What's good? What is good with everybody today? Belated Merry Christmas and an early Happy New Year, y'all.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Man, am I getting two angles over here? What's going on? Damn, okay. All right. So how we doing, bro? Shoot.
We're doing good, man. I was just letting the people know I just got done with one interview, a pre-recorded Zoom with Steve J. Rubin, author of 6 books. This man wrote 2 encyclopedias, a Twilight Zone encyclopedia and the official James Bond 007 encyclopedia. Covers literally every fucking cast and crew member, the fucking grip, the goddamn donkey, the script writers, everybody that's ever been a part of those 2 movie franchises.
Right.
You get an encyclopedia, and you can go in there, and this man is a research hound.
Wow.
And I had a really great interview, man. It was pretty cool. Outside my element, like a lot of these interviews are, but it's beautiful because I'm learning on the fly, and every time I do one, I get more confidence, and I'm like, you know, there's a certain dynamic of not knowing shit that is actually good, because
absolutely, you're right.
I don't have no fear, but you know, I get a little anxious before the camera comes on, like any showman would. But there's like a learning curve where I'm like, nah, man, it's because I don't know what's going, a lot of stuff or history or this and that. I learn on the fly, and I think it turns out great.
You know what? It's interesting you say that, because some of us are, like, oh, he's just a smart kid. One thing I'm realizing is that you don't stay smart very, very long. Maybe there's a stint in your age group, in your age, that you stay sharp like that. After a while, you start forgetting shit, man. Seriously, you're like, oh, and you're not as smart anymore. And and you may be good at other things, but when it comes to your everyday stuff, like I'm bad with directions. And now I'm even worse with directions because my eyesight's not that good. You know what I mean? I used to be excellent at names. I'm terrible at names now. Not because I just forgot it. It's because, man, it's just, and I think what it is, I think too much technology, like GPS, Google, as much as that helps us because we don't have to really think anymore in terms of trivial stuff. But the regular stuff, like stuff that we need, like I don't know, like going to the store, going somewhere in directions. I mean, and I've lived in places that's not so big, and I'm like, oh my gosh, let me use my GPS because I'm just gonna get lost in this eternal world. Come on, man, ain't you gonna be lost? But maybe a part of that is because of the high gas prices nowadays. Incredibly high prices. I mean, even though they go down maybe 1 or 2 days, the fact that they're high and we see them as this high, and we felt and know how it feels to pay $20 for like freaking 5 gallons or less, and it doesn't get you nowhere. That's $20 is gone. It also gives us that, like, okay, I better make sure I get to the place as fast as I can, the shortest distance amount that I can, without speeding so much. Maybe that's another reason why we depend on our GPS. I don't know. I had to go on that little rant, bro.
Beautiful. It's been a lot. So how's your week though? Before our guest comes in, we started a little early, so he'll probably be out here in a couple more minutes.
Yeah,
I was just so pumped up and everything from my last week.
Well, as you can see, I'm recovering from, I I'm recovering from a crazy. I finally caught a cold, a little sniffle. So I live in Reno now. I don't have a car yet. And I got a ticket to visit my Uncle Bradley in Sassoon City in California from Reno. And I was going to leave. I was going to take off for Thursday. So that way, because I knew Friday is going to be Christmas Eve. It may be crazy. So I said, okay, Thursday I'll leave. So anyways, so Wednesday night, he calls me. He goes, guess what, Neff? I'm going, what's that, Unc? I caught COVID. What? Yeah, I tested myself. I was this and that, and I had a little sniffle and whatever, and I tested myself, and then, he says, I got it yesterday evening. I'm like, oh, wow. So I gotta, so, okay, so the first thing is, let me try to get my refund from the Greyhound. Turns out that Greyhound doesn't have refund. You can use it for a later date, but you're going to pay an extra $20. You change places where you want to drop off, you pay off another $20. So that's how they're money making. And by the way, I didn't know this. For those of you who know, I didn't know. Greyhound and Amtrak combined together. But the good thing about it is that I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's still a beautiful fucking country, man. The U.S. You know what? Even though it's not running all on 4 cylinders. Hey, the 3 that's working, man, freaking A right. It works. Okay, it got me to where I need to go. So, anyways, Uncle Brad had COVID. I couldn't go to his house because all of his family got a big family, 6 kids, 19 grandkids. Anyways, so I had to, oh shoot, now I'm stuck with this ticket. Call my church brother, George Correa, from my initial church in Vallejo. Call him, hey, brother George, yada, 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 got COVID, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, sure, come on over, this and that, da, da, da. Now, brother, the thing is, when you stay with, real, man, Christ-fearing people, man, there's no TV. And, you ain't, no meat. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. No TV, no meat, nothing. But you know what? I learned so much, bro. Not having TV or nothing like distractions, it was great because it's just straight people-to-people conversation. It's like this without the computer and you know what? I look at that and I go, and then we're over here having a cup of tea because he's, he has his own, he's from Kenya. Brother George Gray is from Kenya. So he's an African. So, and I have a lot of, I would say majority of my friends are of African descent. My best friend, Dave Cortez from Ghana. And they all have this natural, the plant farming, The Filipinos too in Hawaii. That's their natural thing, to plant. They know about plants. And so George had this nice garden in the back. And by the way, Brother George, he actually built his house. I remember going to that house about 18 years ago, and that house was small in Vallejo. And then he built it himself. And he told me the story about that. He says, you know what I did? I went to the Vallejo library and got those VHS tapes. And I played them every single time when I'm about to build it. I didn't know what I was doing. And, according to code and everything. And he watched the video, and if I didn't get it, I rewind it. So he was doing this around 2000, I want to say about 2005, 2006, around that time. Yeah. And he literally built his house the way he wanted to build it. And the house is beautiful. His garden is freaking awesome. And he's raising arugula, lavender, all the stuff that you and I talk about, garlic, onions, and whatnot. And they're healthy. And I ate salad over there coming from his garden, bro.
Yeah, fire.
Oh.
Back to hold on. You said Greyhound Amtrak. I went on I did an Amtrak trip years ago, and my pops always said, because he used to work on the railroads back in the day, and he's like, son, if you ever want to experience America's true beauty, you got to go take a fucking train. Not a plane, not a car. Train. It's going to cut you all the back ways. And I did a train from North Dakota down to Idaho. And so I got to go through Montana, Wyoming, all that stuff. And it was awesome. Greyhound, different story. I mean, shady, savage characters.
Yeah, they are. There is, but
I got
everywhere. I mean, there's.
Yeah, but all the Greyhound stations in America are located in shitty areas, and but back in the day, I mean, I got hand jobs on the Greyhound. I got smoked meth on the Greyhound bus. You traffic.
That's what I'm saying.
Traffic drugs on the Greyhound. I mean, it was a great time. Yeah.
Hey, man, it's still. I mean, I was like, okay, I haven't been in the Bay for so long. It was from Reno, then went to then went to Truckee, then Truckee, then Roseville, then Colfax, then Roseville, then Sacramento, and then all the way to Oakland, and then from Oakland up to Vallejo, then to Sassoon. So I said, man, this is crazy, because it wasn't like the last time. But anyways, no, your pop's right, man. If you want to see some of the most beautiful backcountries of the U.S., man, ride Greyhound. Ride Greyhound, man. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hell of an experience, man. What was your thought on last week's show? Pretty cool cats.
Yeah, man.
Came in there.
Philly D, and Gemini, man, and Miss JD, man. Shout out to you guys. We
might be playing some Philly D beats tonight.
Okay.
I got his permission to play stuff on the channel. Give him a shout out and everything. Give him his propers. Tomorrow night, Nick Tabor, 7-8 p.m. I'll have to check my Palm Pilot. But we got an interview tomorrow night, and then Saturday night on the Beeline Entertainment LLC channel, Brian Beeline is hosting a New Year's Eve bash, just like I did on my channel here on Thanksgiving. He's doing like an 8-hour live. So he's going to send us the links, whatever. I'm going to hop in just randomly throughout the night. So I guess I'll be seeing you New Year's Eve over there. And nothing planned on my channel. I got to work that next day, but I'm working on 2 end of the year clips. That one of them's like damn near done. I got to put the final pieces on tonight. So we're going to do the interview with Pace, and then I'm going to go back into the lab. And then when I get home tomorrow, I'm going to work on those 2 clips and then do the interview. And then by Saturday, man, I got and I got a DJ Steady interview.
Right.
So all the guests that have been on the channel since in the last 6-8 weeks, I'm going to go back and clip up their segment because we do such a long show. And I'm going to re-put out DJ Steady interview, Larry Hankin interview, Mark Christopher Lawrence interview, all the way up to tonight.
Right.
So that's going on the Harris's Drinkin' Again channel. We're back to the uploads, back to the editing. And I'm going to upload something right at midnight, 2023, just to get in the algorithm, I'm gonna premiere it for like 12 on the dot. So it'll be like upload at midnight, baby, 2023. One of the first videos on YouTube for the year.
Oh yeah?
Yes, sir.
Uh-oh.
And this clip, and then maybe later tonight, I might even do a little preview of the clip because I'm excited. So the one clip is a collage. I started with this episode 0, and then I started mixing in random shit here and there. The other clip, I'm literally taking from episode 0 all the way to 49, and I'm at, I believe I'm at episode 22 right now. So I got like half of it done. And
damn, that's how much stuff we got, and you're backed up that much.
Oh yeah, dude, it's been such a fucking hassle trying to do this shit.
I tell you what, folks, I just want to let you know, man. Man, shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you, Harry Too Scary, aka Harris, because the work that you put in, man. And every single time I talk to this brother right here, and by the way, this brother right here don't really sleep, okay? Harris is just a natural workhorse like me. Once we get a job going, we keep going. And every time he has time, and he's busy just like everyone, but in fact a little bit more busy. The brother's is in the lab, man, editing stuff. So the clips that we put out, subscribe, and like.
That's what I'm saying, man. There's so much work that goes into the back end on these. The one specific clip where it's like 5 seconds, 5 to 20 seconds of 1 or 0 all the way to 49. And I'm going in there and putting 1, 2, 3, but it's going to be so dope with the music behind it. And then the DJ Steady interview, it's so dope because they come on, then I re-put it out, but you only get the gems. So it's like every important thing that Steady said or you said, it's going to be in the official interview that I re-upload. So that way it really gives the fans, they could sit and watch the live.
Right.
The clips, man. The clips.
The clips is the key. The clips is what draws them. Yeah, that's why I've been doing a lot of reels on my Instagram. You've probably seen it. I've been doing scriptures on the Instagram, and I kind of like it because I don't know, man. This whole middle age stuff, man. I'm enjoying it. It's tough, bro. Trust me, you're not the same, but it's kind of like if you put good investment when you're young into your bank or maybe you have a life insurance policy that you started when you were hella young, and when you were young you were like, damn, another $40 I got put. I can't afford that. I got this. I got that. I got to take my girl out. I hate paying that. And then when you reach a certain age, man, I needed it. I tell you what. You know what? I shoot myself in the ass for not getting involved with life insurance, man. If you don't have life insurance, man, you know what? Talk to someone or talk to me or whatever. And I'm not saying me because I'm not licensed here in Reno or in Nevada, but I'm kind of really think about it because everyone needs it. And it's been proven, man, because right now when you're like stuck in cash, oh, man. And life insurance, come on, man. How it works, man, that's the true banking system, people. Real estate just a part of it. Where did they get the money to do the real estate? Or where did they get the money to give you the loan? Life insurance, common sense, yo. This is just facts about life, man, that you need to know about your finances and stuff. And so, and I know life insurance is like pain in the ass, man. But it's like having a strict mom or strict parents. Like, I hate it. And then when you get older, or when it's really important, I'm glad my parents were I'm glad my dad was strict. I'm glad my dad, you know what? If I messed up, man, he'll kick my ass. I'm glad. Did not like the man during that time, but now I'm older. I'm like, thank you, Dad. You should have beat my ass more. Good, man. If you grew up. You know what? And you grew up all, you're being catered to. You're going to regret it when you get older, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of that, I start coaching my son's basketball team next week. Actually, season starts again. And so that's going to add to my schedule a little bit. But I'm looking forward to it. It's because it's year 2. I got like 4 of the same kids that I did last year. And they're a year older. I'm going to implement some more conditioning drills. We're going to focus more on conditioning and the fundamentals.
Are you? What are you focusing on though with them? Are you focusing on because not everybody likes to dribble, and then everyone's into the Stephen Curry wanting to shoot threes.
I'm old school, man. So we're going to take it back. Conditioning for like we start the practice. We do our conditioning drills. Little kids.
No ball yet. No basketball.
Oh yeah,
you ever did that? No ball.
We practice with the ball. Eventually we scrimmage and stuff. But I've been looking up a lot of drills and things, and they give me a pamphlet. But when it comes with the ball, all that fancy shit, no, we basics, pass, the chest pass, getting the feel for the consistency. You line them up. You get in your stance and you pass the ball back and forth as you move down the line, and a couple of routines like that. And yeah, man.
Because I was an assistant coach for my son's basketball team, and a lot of times the coaches, like that. And what I would do, because a lot of times these guys, this is their first time playing basketball. Even when they watch it, they really know what to do. They know how to shoot and dribble fancy because that's what's entertaining. I used to basically said, when you don't have the ball, and we're an offense, you know what? Always try to find the screen. What that means is always find a way. You know, I always give them the fundamentals. Basketball is a game of space. That's it. It's a game of space. If you want to learn how to shoot well, learn how to space yourself. That's it. Why do they like tall guys in basketball? Because they give you more space. That's it. But if you're short, you gotta find your space a little harder. I used to talk this way to the players, man. You know, coaches didn't talk like that to their players because it made sense. Look, because there's some people, you know, especially in Hawaii, there's a lot of short kids. I mean, there's a lot of Asian kids in Hawaii, you know, and if they're Samoan kids, they're either tall but they're big, you know. You don't really get that, you know, very rare, you know. That's why very rare do you get that lanky, tall black guy or tall white guy. Very rare do you get that. And if you do, man, so you get these odd looking kids, and then, you know, but you got to put them in a team and they got to feel good, and, you know, and so I would teach them, like, and if you're on defense, the thing is, even if you don't know how to play defense, always be in front of the guy that has the ball that's in front of you, or always box him out. That's it. Use your butt. Use your feet. And that's how I would kind of like let them know, so they would kind of know what to do when they're playing and they don't really know what to do. It's like, or defense, okay, I'm just gonna box them out. Offense, okay, I'm just gonna find the screen and everything, and then the main guys that can score. Because let me ask you this: like, how many boys do you have that are like the scorers in the teams that you've coached your son? Average, you know. Of course, you'll have the top scorer, and then you have the second scorer. Who?
It's like me and my son last year, or my son and this other kid. Well, I don't want to say his name, but yeah. I like two of them.
Two of them, they're the scorers.
Yeah, and the other little kid, he's like my point guard, you know.
Oh, okay. What does my nephew position? What does he usually? Number 3.
I have him like at the 3-4.
Oh yeah.
There was a bigger kid than him, so he played the 5. Right. But because my son's stocky,
yeah.
But he, you know, he kind of wing right now based on his size and the other kid's size.
Right.
I would position him between the wing and the post, though. I'm a post player, so I can't help but I tell him, man, get down there and bang, bro.
That's right, bang. That's right, yeah.
We went to a high school basketball game last night, watched the first half, the varsity, just so he could get a feel. And I'm showing him, okay, like you're number 55. Okay, so look at 55, boom, the ball goes up. Okay, look what he does. Now, when they get the ball, you're number 24. You know, pretend you're 24. Look what he does. You know.
Right. So basically, if he's number 4, man, he's got to be a master at pivoting. That's it. Pivot. That's the thing about pivot. Positioning, number 4, pivot. When you're shooting, because your pivot is like your, you know, it's like your turnaround stuff. Because in that position, you know, especially the kids that age, you know, I love it, man. I love coaching my kids, man.
Yeah. Let's take a quick intermission. Let's have a meeting here. Our guest is not in the building yet.
Mm-hmm.
When I sent him the link, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to call him like I did already.
Okay.
You know, Steve did say he has a little bit of a hard time with the technology aspect.
Right. If he's as old as me, I'm gonna give this guy a hard time, man. And he's in show business, man. I tell you, yeah, we're gonna make it fun, but at the same time, I'm gonna basically say, "Yo, man, I get you, man." So but you know,
let me see. Yeah, we had the time. I just spoke to him about 24 hours ago. Sent him 2 text messages and no response.
Oh well.
It's we'll have to change the thumbnail if not. We'll get the Brother Ray G looking like Clark Kent. And
yeah, right. I got these new glasses, man, because the other ones are getting old and they're getting fogged up, and I kind of like these, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I got over my sickness too. Last week I was iller than shit. And
yeah, you were.
You know, but came and went. And, yeah, back to myself.
Did you test? Did you try the COVID test? Because I tried it for the first time.
Nah, I don't do that bullshit.
I think you caught COVID, bro. Honestly, I think you did, man. But
that's just. I mean, that's what they're gonna say it is, but it's like it's the fucking.
Yeah, because this is a lady. Basically, I went to when I came back and I told I got to get my prescriptions, transfer from Hawaii to Reno. And I told her, I took this COVID test, and she goes, man, about 80% of the time that's those things are wrong, anyways.
The home one, yeah. I have like one more home one when I got it last year or whatever, but man, that shit's whatever. I don't give a damn over that bullshit. Mothers get sick. I always get sick once a year, regardless.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to come out back with the bubonic plague to take my ass out, man.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
My immune system top notch. So let me go ahead and call him real quick, and then
because if say for instance he doesn't come through, man, we do have a very interesting topic that we can talk about. People that you haven't seen in a long time, and they see you, and yet the way you act is, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. All right, let's see.
Hello.
hey, Frankie.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Just seeing if you got the link. I sent it to you in your email.
Okay, I gotta put my computer on. I just got in. Hold on.
All right. Yeah, it should be in your email under show link. The show, we are on the show. So whenever you click on there, it'll just ask you to type in your name and whatnot, and we'll get you on.
All right, hold on.
Just getting in from a long day?
Yeah, running around, doing a lot of shit. My wife's not feeling good.
Yeah. We're just talking about that over here. I just got the flu or whatever. Some last week I was bedridden for like 3 days, and my co-host got a little something as well.
Good shit.
But
not good.
Yeah, it happens every year. He's over here. It's the C word. I'm like, man, they're gonna say it's that anyway. I'm over the whole Dr. Fauci nonsense, but
yeah,
people get sick. It is what it is.
I had COVID, almost died from it.
Did you?
What the fuck is going on here with my pen? Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, shit.
Frankie Pace, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tell you, get no respect, All right, I'm on. I got a screen up. I got let's see. I got Pace 9,000, Pace 10,000, Frankie Pace, John Pace. Because I got so many other fucking things going on. All right, let me see. James Harris, HIDA show link. Okay, now what do I do? Just hit it?
Yeah, click it, and then it should open up, or it might make you paste it. Copy and paste it, and put that in your browser.
Melanat.com wants to use your microphone.
Yep.
Use your camera. All right? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Sign over your life rights there, and
yeah, okay. Check your camera, mic, and speaker. How the fuck do I do that now? Please enter your name before joining the stream. Pace.
Are you working with a Mac or Windows?
I got a Dell.
Okay, should work just fine then.
What happens now? Let's say join microphone, communications, internal mic. You're about to join the stream. Check your camera, mic, and speaker. I had it on just now. Oh, fuck. It just keeps, the green light just keeps going back and forth like it's trying to load up. Is that right?
After a few seconds, it should take you in there, though. Let's see.
I don't know. It's still fucking loading.
Let's see. Give it a minute.
Let's try it. No, fucking like, I'm not good with this shit. All right. Maybe Zoom is better. You want to go to Zoom and say fuck this stuff?
The only thing with Zoom is I don't have the premium membership on there, so it's a time.
Yeah, it's not streaming.
It says join. Do I press join? I don't know what to do there.
Yeah,
Join. Yeah, press join, and then I think there's a box there where you put your name. Just type in Frankie Pace.
All right. All right. I got you're on the screen. It's just your camera's not showing.
It's not showing me.
No, but you're in here. It's saying just saying no connection.
Now, how the fuck do?
Can you hear us through your screen, Frankie?
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear us through your screen. So if you want, you can actually now turn off your phone that we don't have a reverb.
I know. I'm going to turn the phone off right now.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I guess from your camera right there, you see a camera icon down below.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now press that.
Hold on. I got to find the. Where's it?
Yeah. Are you using your Dell camera's camera, or you have a separate?
No, I got the camera on my laptop.
On your laptop. Okay. That should
Integrated
work.
webcam. Blah blah blah. Video input.
There you go. What's asking you again?
Looks like this camera is locked by another application. Or not.
Oh, okay. So that means that you probably have more tabs open on your computer, so you may want to get out of those because it's probably interfering with the connection.
Hold on. Oh, I have myself on right now, so I have to shut that down.
So when you say, are you able to see yourself? Is that what you're saying?
I can see myself in the camera, but I don't see you guys like in a quarterly thing.
Okay. Harris, what are you doing? I mean, what can you do in your part? There you go. Wait, what's that?
I don't know if he's seeing himself. He's on here, but it's just doing that camera thing. When I asked you for the permissions and see, click yes to everything. Do you have Zoom open or anything on your?
I have my camera on right now, but it's through my laptop, and you guys are not in there.
Yeah, actually, what's happening is that his side is working. But then you can't. Okay, so you have your camera. You're able to see yourself.
Can you see me at all?
No. So Harris, what's going on in your end right there? Maybe
I got my dick on top of the laptop.
Oh, that's probably it, man.
That's probably what the problem is.
Yeah. Well, I got mine on top of it too, but mine's okay.
Mine's bigger than yours.
That's probably it. But but mine's covering the whole key from east to west, though. So you know. Yeah.
Should I press troubleshoot? I don't know what to do.
I mean, you're going to be confused.
Let's see.
I'm a troubleshooting.
See, if you were born before 1970, you're screwed, dude. Because that happened to me. I was born before 1970, man.
Mirror my video. What the fuck is all this shit? Camera. To change your camera source, simply locate and click the up arrow next to your stop video icon.
Yeah. Okay. Try that one and see if it gives you an option to, it'll say like
change your camera source complete.
I'm gonna say, Melon, come on, man. What's up, man? How can you make this? You guys have to have somebody in your staff, Melon, that can handle people that are 50 years old and up. You know what's up, man? You make this thing more difficult.
I see some black dude smiling at me now. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh,
a girl
is he handsome? Is he pretty handsome? Bald?
There's a black dude smiling. There's two girls.
Oh no, I'm not a girl, so yeah. Cute, yeah, but not a girl. So yeah. So
They wanted me to log in.
hey, wait a minute. You didn't log into Pornhub, did you, Frankie?
That's Melon. It said Melon on it. I don't know. Try Melon for free. I don't know what that means.
No, we don't want to go there. We don't want to go there because that was.
You know, hold on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hold on. I'm going to shut this. I'm going to shut this. Go back to my email.
Okay.
Click it again. Let me shut it off. Hold on.
Reset the whole thing.
All right. Hopefully he gets in there, man. Shit.
Well, you know what? I think it's gonna be a good show, bro. All of this stuff, this gonna be a good show, man. Frankie's gonna get in. I'm excited too. You know why? Because I've seen him in shows, man. I've seen him. He's a comedian. He's a funny dude. You know?
I like his personality and shit. He'll sit here and bullshit with us and fucking
man.
My dick's covering the screen and shit. It's all good, man. You know, I'm liking this early start though, man. I'm kind of, the wintertime been killing me. Then I get up in the morning.
I know, man, because it gets dark fast.
Yeah, 7:30. I'm like, okay, we can still rock. Couple hours
over here. 5:00, it gets really dark.
Yeah.
Wow.
Super dark and but we did get Reno's weather is always known for being bipolar. Utah's really the same. Mm-hmm. However, it is where you're at, it'll be like that within 8 to 24 hours here. It just moves. And
I realize that.
Yeah, exact same. Like literally whatever weather. If you say it's snowing there and it's not snowing here, I'll be like, okay, it'll be snowing here in 12 hours.
It kind of snowed a little bit here today, so it's probably gonna snow a little bit over there tomorrow.
Yeah,
so I had to put ice melt.
Last night we had a whiteout. Like fucking dude, it came down blizzard. I don't know, an inch or two.
Last night?
Yes, like for literally took my kid to the game, and then came home, took him swimming. But they have a nice indoor pool up the street. All right, there we go. Frankie in the building. All right, I see you, Frankie.
Man, turn the beat on.
Yep.
Here it is. Turn the beat on.
All right. Let me get
Frankie
the little
Pace.
Let me get the little intro here. Coming to the stage, an American stand-up comedian and actor, here to tell us all about it, Frankie Pace.
Hey, what's up, Frankie? What's up, man?
But I guess it's coming through the fucking hat.
All right.
Oh, fuck it.
I
just swear like that. How's that?
There you go. Go.
This is from Caesar's Palace.
All right. Now, the only thing is that I don't know if that's my screen whatsoever. There you go. There you go. All right. Maybe if you can probably maybe lower your camera just a little bit so we're not seeing too much top of your head there, Frankie, if you can. Kind of get your screen down a little bit.
The Forum shops at Caesar's Palace. Great place to go. If you're in Las Vegas, stop by Caesar's Palace.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Oh, I hear you clearly.
Okay. Yes, sir. We are.
That's it. There I am.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Well, thank you, sir. Welcome to. I know you don't like sir. You already told me that in the beginning. What's the sir shit? So anyway, but this is Harris's Drinking Again podcast, man. Thank you for coming on. A loose,
man.
I've been.
When do I get my blowjob?
That is in the after hours show. And we will be sitting.
You're not using that little chick again, that 2-foot chick. That didn't work out last time.
Oh no, we had to fire her, man. We had to fire her,
I'm in
man.
a sick mood, man. I'm fucking working out here.
And
so it's good to be on the station here, Harris. It's got
a
nice little thing going. This looks pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
I mean, yeah.
We this is my co-host, Brother Ray G. I go by Brother Ray. I go by Harry Too Scary or just Mr. Harris. And we, I consider this like your local pub. This is like Jesus Christ, PTs or something in Vegas, right? Like we come together. I'm drinking cranberry tonight.
Oh yeah.
And we just talk shit, loose form.
Mine's invisible, I think.
Yeah, you know what? If you can spark, you want to spark some herb, whatever. Hey man, we're open to that. We've done it many a times. So
Yeah, man.
So what do you want to know about this fucking business?
Oh gosh.
Well, there's so much that I want to know. First of all, I want to know how do you get in the industry? You know, do you have to be born into it? Do you got to know somebody on the inside already? I'm trying to get on the inside, but I don't want to
see. I was lucky when I started. I started in '79. I was a plumber, and I hated plumbing. I was a silver brazier at the World Trade Center. I did 10-inch water mains for the pumps for all the water that serviced those two towers. And I was bored. But I would make people laugh. I would fuck with the elevator guy, you know. He'd have the radio, and I'd go up behind him and go, Tony, come up to the 10th floor. And then he would go up to the 10th floor. There'd be nobody there, you know. And then he'd be up there and he'd go, where are you? You fucking idiot, I'm downstairs. And I would put him down. And everybody would laugh and shit, you know. And one of my friends said, you should do comedy, man. I said, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, you know. So my daughter said, yeah, Dad, you're funny. You should, get on stage. And my wife says, look, I found this thing called the White House Inn in Massapequa, Long Island. So I went to the club, and unbelievable, Eddie Murphy was hanging out there. Rosie O'Donnell was hanging out there. Jackie Martling. These are all older comics. Dave Hawthorne, Bobby Woods, Richie Minnervini, all these guys. We were the Long Island suitcase comics. We all did props and shit. And then I went into the city later on, and the benefit of being out in Long Island was each comic was getting a club, and we would all do like maybe 6 nights a week, 5 nights a week. $25. Whoa, that was a lot of money back in 79, 80. Meanwhile, the comics in New York were getting 5-minute spots maybe twice a week. Maybe. I was doing 20-minute spots 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Wow. So we grew very fast out in Long Island. And when I went into Catch a Rising Star, that was my first place. Rick Newman saw me and said, you're going to be a regular. And Bill Maher goes, I discovered him. I went, get the fuck out of here. You discovered me. And I started hanging out there, and then I went to the comic strip, and then I went to improv. I went down to the Village Gate. Later on, the Comedy Cellar started doing stuff, and there was the Duplex and all these other places, the Bitter End and all these places. But the thing that really got me was I had to do a warm-up for Eddie, and I was very happy with Eddie. I gave him a big hug when he got Saturday Night Live. And I think he remembered that, because I came out of nowhere and I hugged him. I said, I'm so happy to see one of our guys on Long Island make it, because they were always, saying you got to go to the city and all this bullshit. And Eddie was, doing 48 hours now, the movie. So they needed 3 comics to do the warm-ups. So the first 2 comics didn't do well. So they decided, fuck it, we're not going to do it. But Eddie saw me on the set. He says, Pace. He never called me Frankie. He always called me Pace. Pace, what are you doing here? I says, I'm supposed to warm up for your shows because you're doing 2 shows this week, right? And he goes, yeah, we're doing 2 shows. And I says, well, they're not going to use me. So I guess it's good seeing you again. He says, oh, just stay here. And all of a sudden, Dick Ebersol comes out and goes, Eddie says you're very funny and I should put you on the show, And where can I come and see you? I says, well, I'll be at Catch a Rising Star. And Bill Maher was the MC.
Bill Maher,
and he's like, well, I don't know if I could put you on. I don't know if I says, look, this guy owns 20 restaurants all over the country, and he's willing to fly and book us anywhere. So give me this 9:30 spot, and we'll see if I can get you work, right? So he goes, oh, okay. So now he's going, all right, this is Monday night now. He goes, all right, so where is this guy that's going to come and see you? And Dick Ebersol walks in and goes, Frankie, you ready to go on? Bill almost shit a brick, So that was my start.
And that was, so like you said that, your family said, were you always been a funny guy? Has always been that way, since you were young?
You know something? I'll be honest with you. I was really a quiet kid. I was always quiet in school. And I got to admit, I was a good-looking kid when I was young. I don't know what happened to me now, but I was a good-looking kid. And the girls like me, and I was quiet, and I was never really. I was a trumpet player because my father found a trumpet. He was a welder, and he was he found a suitcase in the backyard that somebody threw away, and inside the suitcase was a trumpet. So he bought a mouthpiece and gave me the trumpet. I was 6 years old. I didn't know what to fucking do with it. Because you're going to be a concert trumpet player when you grow up. And I studied and studied. I studied with Carmine Caruso in New York, and I got really good at it. I started, blowing jazz down in Manhattan, down in Harlem with the blacks down there, and we loved it, man. It was cool. But then I realized that, the music was changing. And they were using saxophones, no more trombones and trumpets. And I said, I don't have a career here. So I told my father I didn't want to be a concert trumpet player. So he got pissed off and made me a plumber.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so he got pissed off you becoming a plumber. Huh.
Yeah. So I went to be a plumber, and I didn't want to be a plumber. But you know something? Kept me out of the Army for 5 years because it was considered the schooling was just as important as those kids going to college.
Right.
And I already had my token. I went down to the union. I said, listen, the Army's calling me, man. I'm going to have to go. And he started laughing. I said, what are you talking about? Because you have immunity for 5 years. So I said, holy shit, Then my wife had the baby. That knocked me back. And then they had the lottery number. And I was like 240 or something. I don't know. So they never called me. And I started hanging out at the comedy clubs in the city. And it took a while, man. It took... I in 84, so I started in 79. It took about 5 years.
Right.
But, I was fortunate I had Eddie. Eddie gave me that boost. They didn't like prop comic because I was a prop comic. Bob Nelson was, Bob Nelson? He puts the balloons in his shirt and does a football routine, and he does Leon Wilson, number 72. No, man, 27. Damn, I got the wrong jersey. He would do shit like that. And he told me to be a prop comic, so I started doing props, and I was kicking ass. And the stand-up comics were not happy with that. They were saying, he's not really funny. And
there was that.
Meanwhile, I was working all over the place. Yeah.
There was that.
And then later on, when they moved to L.A., I started doing stand-up. And that's where I developed more stand-up. And I kind of liked the stand-up. I mean, I had a suitcase like Carrot Top, full of all kinds of shit.
Like Carrot Top, or who was the name of that guy that always with the the watermelon?
That's Gallagher, and it was Lenny
Gallagher,
Schultz. Lenny Schultz was the first guy. Lenny Schultz was the first prop comic.
Schultz,
and then that begat Bob Nelson. That begat Gallagher. That begat me. Maybe two other guys, and Carrot Top.
Frankie, did you ever do the Gong Show?
The Gong Show? No.
Because when I saw your picture, I'm like going, I know this guy. And you said 1984.
I did Make Me Laugh. I did Make
Me Laugh.
Yeah. That was on...
with those British guys, right? And then who else who was it? The name? It was... what's the name of that?
No, it was... Which... Comedy Central
I'm talking about different Make Me Laugh. No, that is there was a show named Make Me Laugh. Yeah,
I know that. That's in Canada, I think, right? Make Me Laugh.
Was it in Canada?
But this show was they would get a contestant sit on a chair, and you would come out. You'd have to make them laugh. You had so much time to make them laugh. And if you didn't laugh,
30 seconds. You
won like $50 or something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly.
So when you got out to LA. And you were still doing the stand-up, you kind of transitioned from the props to the just stand-up. Is that what led you to getting into some of the television and films that you've done? I seen that you.
Yeah, I saw after the first Iraq War, comedy just died. The comedy clubs just died. So I said, what am I going to fucking do, man? I got to work. I put on a tuxedo and I went up to the Catskill Mountains, took my props up there, and I started hanging out up there. And the money was phenomenal. I mean, it was, really great money. And I met Howie Rapp. Howie Rapp took took me under his wing, and he started booking me all over the place. The only thing is, I don't think he had enough power in the film industry. I should have went farther than I did, but he didn't have enough, clout. And I started hanging out there, and then later on, I went into the city. What happened was Hal Cantor, who was a head writer for the Academy Awards. He's a comic writer. He saw my video that Howie gave him, and he sent me out to Westwood, California, and he had a play, and I was in the play, and what's her name saw me? Missy Shore was in the audience, and she came up to me. She says, "You're terrific. You got to come and do my main room." I didn't even know what she was talking about. I said, main room, I don't know what the fuck.
Legendary Richie Shore.
So she told me where to go and everything, and I went and I did the main room. And all these comics are like, who is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? So I started getting a little feedback about the props and stuff. And I said, let me try to stand up. I'm going to start writing stand up. And little by little, I started working with the main room. I would work in the main room, and then she would book me in the big room in the back there. And then what's his name? Jamie Masada. Jamie Masada asked me if I would come and work in his place, which was really a small, tiny, little place. I think it was a strip club at one time. I'm not sure. Very tiny place. And what he did eventually, and I would go out and work out there, help him out, And then I introduced him to Rodney. I got Rodney in there, and he bought the deli next door and expanded that whole place. That became the Laugh Factory. That became
the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was Jamie Masada. He's the owner of the Laugh Factory. Oh. Hey, buddy, how you doing? That's where Paulie Shore gets that from. Hey, buddy, because he would always say that to people. Oh. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You want to do 10 minutes? And a lot of comics wouldn't work in there. They were afraid that, they would get, canceled out of the Comedy Store. But I went in there. I did it. Then other comics started going in. And then when I introduced Miss Jamie to Rodney at the Cafe Roma, and I told Rodney, I said, it's got a nice room. You should think about it, Because I used to work Rodney's club in New York. I worked there for 2 years as a headliner. And I had the only space I had was the alcove of a piano. That's how tight the stage was. I couldn't even move around it. Wow. But it was like a war zone for me. But I learned so much, and it gave me the strength to go out and work all these clubs. So,
Like with these comedy shows, is it like CBGBs? Like CBGB, you have to pay in to perform, like your 5-minute skit, 2 minutes, or whatever song you're doing. One song in the comedy clubs. Do you pay in to get in there, or they just put in there like the Apollo, where if you bomb, you're out of here. You're not coming back tomorrow. If you're good, we'll try you for another night.
At the Comedy Store you're talking about?
Yeah, like the comedy places.
No, the Comedy Store you get paid. You get $25.
Oh,
it was a gymnasium.
Okay.
The Comedy Store is a gymnasium. I mean, Richard Pryor would come in to try out stuff. Jay Leno would come in to try out stuff. It was a place to try out stuff.
Okay.
That's what Catch Your Rising Star became too. That was synonymous with the improv and the comic strip. You went in there, they gave you in the beginning. You got a hamburger.
Right.
They would give you a hamburger, and you'd be happy to get a hamburger. And then they started paying the comics, and we got $25. And same thing out in at the Comedy Store, because they went on strike.
Is that $25 for like how long is that? Like 20-minute skit?
You do 15 minutes.
15-minute skit, okay. 15-minute skit, and then
but you go in and you try out new material. It's a good place to fail. When I went out on the road, I had a lot of material.
Right. What about today? Like how is the process now with with the COVID? Not everybody's really going out. I mean, I guess there's still comedy stores out there. Places we go.
I don't. Could you do me a favor? Can you get my headphones, babe?
Like how do they like what's the process now for listeners out there in our show who want to be comedians?
You mean as a comic starting out? Is that what you want?
Yeah, in today's new technology and this new way of doing stuff and everything.
Geez, all I know is that Let's start with Eddie Griffin.
One of my
Eddie would come in and park cars. That was the job. He wanted to be a comedian, and Mitzi wouldn't let him get on stage. He had, work. You had to work. You had to do stuff that you didn't want to do because she needed those people in the back with the bar and stuff like that. And I remember Eddie coming up to me one night. Hey, man, I never get a motherfucking break, man. Fucking nigga never get a break, man. I'm trying to get on the motherfucking stage, Give me a second. I just want to get my headphones. Okay? Give me a second. Sing some music or something.
All right, now you're going to do this. Now you're going to make us laugh, Frankie, okay? Come on, man.
Hey, that's hilarious because, like, I can picture Eddie saying that and listening to Eddie's, he has a podcast. I follow him on Instagram. And, and I heard some of his story, his upbringing, and his frustrations with the industry. But going back to something that we can elaborate on later is you got to pay your dues, man. All you young artists out there, and I equate it to when I was young and I'm rolling around with the Doves and the Metas and all these cats that are elders, right? I'm just happy to, hey, man, you need to ride to the studio? I'll give you that ride. That means I can hang out at the studio for an hour or two, soak up some game, try to make some
Right. Even though my car is running on fumes, hey, man, you don't have to know that. I'll get you to where you need to go.
Yeah.
So I hear you, man.
Okay.
That was a powerful one right there.
Yeah, man. No, that's true.
This is so much better, man.
All right,
I can
man.
really hear you guys.
All right, man.
Hold on. I'm repositioning.
Let's see now. Is Frankie? Is Frankie is he talking to us in the East Coast, or are you in LA or in the West Coast?
I'm in Vegas.
You're in Vegas. Okay. You're just down south from me. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And Frankie, I'm born in Las Vegas. I'm a true Battle-born guy, raised up in Reno, and I'll be making my transition back to Nevada. But you were speaking about Eddie Griffin, the process of.
So Eddie, basically, I mean, I got a lot of stories, weird stories like this. And so basically, he said, man, I never get a motherfucking break, man. So I said, Eddie, calm down. I went over to the guy at the lector. I said, listen, give him my spot. He goes, oh, I'm not allowed to do that. I go, just give him the fucking spot. The guy's breaking his ass in the back, parking cars and shit. It's only 15 minutes. Give it to him and give him the $25. So he always remembered that, And then later on, this is funny. Dice Clay calls me up at 4:00 in the morning.
Wow. Andrew Dice Clay?
Yeah. He calls me up and goes, hey, Pace. I go, who the fuck is this, man? I go, it's the Dice. I go, yeah. And I hung up on him, So he calls back again. He goes, hey, well, I'm trying to talk to you, man. I said, what do you want? He goes, well, I'm going on the road and I want to take you with me. I said, oh, now I'm awake, all of a sudden. I said, okay, well, how many dates you got? So I got, 20 dates. How much you get? I said, I'm thinking, well, I usually get $2,000 a show. This is the heyday, the good days. I said, I got $2,000 a show. I figured, all right, I'll do $1,000 a show. Give me $20,000. He goes, are you fucking crazy? So I started laughing. I said, well, what's the matter? What do you pay? $150. $150 a show. I went, whoa, holy, what, you got to be kidding me, right? Because I'm from old school, that where the money was at that time.
Right.
So I says, no, man, but I got somebody for you. He goes, who? He'll do it for 120. So I says, I got Eddie Griffin. He goes, okay, I'll take him. So I told Eddie, I said, listen, Eddie, Dice is going to call you. He's going to want you to go on the road with him. Take the job. And you're going to be working. You're going to do 20 shows. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to go out there. Somebody in the audience is going to see you. And you're going to get picked up, man. You're going to do great. And he was so happy. He did the show. He did everything. The next time he saw me, he was hugging me and everything. Now who knows? He's working in Vegas here. I don't even know if they remember you. You know what I'm saying? But that's cool. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
So.
But
the thing is, go ahead.
I was going to ask. You spoke about Eddie earlier, and that was the pre-Raw Eddie, right? So A lot of
Right.
your memories are early on, and
Right.
it seems like
Well, he helped Chris too. You know.
Right.
Because Chris was, hey man, I can't get a break. Nobody wants to help me, and Eddie helped him too. So everybody gets a little shot from somebody, right? And I don't know how it is. I don't know how it is today. I mean,
so you can actually say for yourself, Frankie, that you were the guy that kind of helped Eddie Griffin become who Eddie Griffin is.
Voodoo Child.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Who the fuck, man? I mean, I don't tell anybody that. I'm just, he could deny it. He could probably deny it. Who knows? Because people don't want to remember their past. So
right. I've noticed
I would never.
In the industry, it seems like everybody's on that same playing field. You're starting out, parking cars, you're fighting for spots. It's the hunger, it's the love, and then once you get a taste of your dream, everything you've been searching for, it seems like people forget. They move on. They get people around them, and
they get get ego, and then there's the guys that steal. Those guys. I can't take those. I told one guy, I'm not going to mention his name, but he's from Honduras. I'll just give you that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can. And I went up to him. I said, "Listen, man, you got a good personality. People love you on stage. Why are you stealing from these Mexican kids? They're all coming up to me crying about you stealing image. One of these days they're going to throw a blanket over you and beat the shit out of you with bats. You know that?"
Mm-hmm.
And he just looked at me and goes, I don't steal. I go, okay, you don't steal. Right. All right, fine. Then Joe Rogan called him up on the carpet. Yeah. Joe Rogan actually got on stage. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Joe got on stage and called him up on it. And he's in the
I think I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Starts with the A and M. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good comic, but he should write, or pay people to write for him. Stealing to me is.
So that's what he does. He steals your material and then he uses it.
Yeah. He actually used Bill Cosby's bit.
Really? Wow.
And he got called up on it. Yeah, he got called up on it.
Hey, I heard
these people don't care.
I heard that there's a famous, legendary American folk singer, man, named Bob Dylan that is infamous for that. I don't know. That's just what I heard. Yeah, and you know what? I think it's stealing material, like songs and everything. But you know what? To me, I think that's in every business, though, Frankie.
Yeah, probably so. I really try to pride myself into developing my own shit, because these jokes are like my children,
Yeah.
And when I go on stage and I do it, and I get a fucking kick out of it, man. And I think that's what comics seem to forget. A lot of these kids out there, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They think because they're on stage, they're in show business. You're not in fucking show business. You're on a fucking stage. But you know what I say? When you get on that stage, have fun. Do what you want to do. Get it out of your system. And, man, with the grace of God, maybe you'll develop into a good act like Bill Burr or something,
Yeah.
Was that something you had to learn, the business side? Like, was there a point in your career where maybe you started to copyright or your jokes or publish them in a way to where?
No, you can't copyright that. It doesn't even pay you. You got to, one comic told me, write faster than they steal, because I was getting, I basically knocked the guy out. I don't want to say who it is, but I had one guy just in the early stages. I was so frustrated, and he was like on top of me, telling me I should go fuck myself. And so I just, kind of let him have it. And I realized it's stupid what I did. It was stupid. So now I let it go. I try to let it go. I just write. And if they take it, they take it. There's not much you're going to do about it, But there's a lot of good comics out there. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad ones out there, too, that don't know what they're doing.
Uh-huh.
They think they know what they're doing. And everybody's a headliner. No. Right. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way.
Nobody wants to be a subliner because it makes their ego or their image look worse. So in comedy, there's not it's not like hip hop or music to where, I can write a verse in the studio, which is a verse would be like your bit or something.
Yeah. And, well, what you do is you make a CD,
right?
You
have to
make a CD and and you try to stamp that, and that's your proof that you did it. Get it dated, I guess, or whatever. Oh, you could. I guess you could probably get it dated and protected or some shit. I don't know.
But
I really don't know.
The stamp of approval for a comic is mostly, get your airtime, get your joke out there, and you be like, motherfucker, you took that. That's the
right.
What I want to know is that when you're on stage, Frankie, like when you're on stage and you have that microphone, the crowd is watching you, all the eyeballs on you, do you just like all of a sudden just boom, something pops, and then boom, here it is, performing, or how do you feel out your audience and things like that? What's your
this is the secret, okay? I should be a big name, but I'm not. But who fuck cares? I got a great family, got great kids, great grandkids, so I'm happy in that respect.
Yes.
But the thing is, let me see if I can get my head together. What I was just trying to tell you, I just started drifting. Excuse me.
No. If let me put you away. When you're on stage and you got that microphone, and all the eyeballs are on you, and the light is on you, like what goes into Frankie Pace's mind at that moment?
I think what happens is Frankie Pace morphs into Frank Pace, which is me, my real name, morphs into Frankie Pace, this lovable, crazy, fun type of guy. And that's how I develop out there. And this is what I wanted to tell you. Like I had Sam, I was hanging out with Sam, Sam Kinison, right?
Sam Kinison.
I was hanging out with Sam. Yeah, I was hanging out with Sam at Catch a Rising Star. And he was eating it. The crowd gets weird, and I seen Robin Williams walk off after 5 minutes because you get some weird crowds in there. Right. So Sam was on stage, and he's doing that screaming and all that stuff, and he wasn't getting anywhere with these. But there were 4 or 5 rockers in the back laughing their asses off.
Right.
So he came off stage, and he looks at me and goes, "Oh, man, this really sucks, man. Oh, I don't know what to do. This really blows." I said, "Listen, you got to calm down, man, because this ain't your crowd." Because what? These guys are in fucking suits. They work all day in the office. They come here to have some drinks, try to pick up some hookers or whatever the fuck they want to do.
Right.
They don't give a shit, Now the guys in the back, they're rockers. They're probably in rock bands and stuff. They were laughing their asses off. So eventually, what's going to happen is that you're going to dissipate the people that don't like you and develop the people that do like you.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bill Barr did that. Patrice O'Neill did that. Mm-hmm. I mean, Patrice O'Neill talked about licking a chick's ass.
Yeah,
right.
And, it's funny as shit. I mean, but the way he did it, he was Patrice O'Neill. And you develop yourself that way. And that's what these kids got to learn today. They got to find their true voice. And it's not that easy with 85,000 guys running around. Who knows who's doing what,
Right.
And exposure today is very difficult to get. It's not that easy to get. You can do, 5 Fallons. Don't mean shit. Don't mean nothing.
Isn't it amazing now that technology is... Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Finish that. Yeah.
You can get on the camera like here and start fucking around. Yeah. And people see that and they'll want to come back and see you again. So, that's kind of like, I don't know, doing your own comedy show, I guess.
That's what I wanted to kind of discuss with you because, I'm always, I'm trying to, okay, I'm just going to open up with you here, Frankie. I came from Hawaii via California, and I want to make Reno a different, not Vegas. I don't want Reno to be a Vegas thing. Have you ever been up to Reno? I'm pretty sure you have, And
I was there once, I think, yeah.
Oh, once? Okay. There's a kind of crowd over here, but the thing is that, people come here, coming from Utah and other places, and people kind of overshadow that, and they only see Vegas. Well, there's another flair here in Reno that I would like to start here with my media company, along with Harris here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is that, and I go, what's the rawest form is that I want to have a comedy shop over here, and I think I have a venue here, and since you're in Vegas, it's what 6-8 hour drive up here, whatever. And you know, and I'm not obligating you nothing. I'm not trying to obligate you nothing, but the thing is that, you know, what we're trying to do here is that we just want people to engage again. People fucking forgot how to talk to each other, especially men.
Yeah.
Especially men. We freaking don't. We forgot how to talk to each other.
Well, and forget about how to laugh.
Yeah.
At jokes that may or may not be politically correct. If you can go into a little bit, like, what is your, you just the guys you mentioned, Murphy, Clay,
Griffin,
O'Neill. I mean, those guys right there are completely left field. They're opposite of the Cosbys and the Sinbads.
It's morphed now. It's morphed now into another thing, which is working a crowd. That's the new thing I'm noticing. But that to me is lazy comedy. Some guys are slick at it. They're very fast with the audience, but everybody's doing it now. No offense to Russell Peters, but he did like 20 minutes about a tattoo talking to the audience. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going like, what did you write? Did you write anything? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the new trend. You never know what the new trend is, Never thought rap would get big. So what do I know? I know shit. Let's put it that way. But I see what I see, and it's kind of confusing. I'm like, why aren't nobody's doing like jokes? That's gone because people are now are talking more. They're talking about their lifestyles. They're talking about their experiences, and they're trying to be clever.
So kind of like a Dave Chappelle type of stuff.
Yeah. Well, now everybody wants to be Dave Chappelle. Everybody wants to be Bill Burr. Bill Burr is phenomenal.
Oh, he's I look at that, right? I look at that as the audience. Okay, as the audience, and I'm of age. I'm 55 years old, So when you say 84, I'm there. I graduated high school 86, Frankie. So I understand what you're talking about and where these comedies are coming from. But what I get with the kind of Chappelle and Bill Burr is that, hey, they can throw on a complete 40, maybe an hour show. Okay, talking about stuff like that, just like in hip hop, it kind of changed. I personally don't like the hip hop today. It's like a nursery rhyme. I like the style the way Dakota or Harris used to do it.
I hate to say it, but too bad. It's too bad. That's the way things are.
I know it's too bad, right? You got to deal with it.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll was at its peak, and rap just destroyed it. It's not totally destroyed, but now and then Madonna walked in and introduced the fucking.
It's like a disco day again. Shit. It's kind of like disco days again when disco ruined rock and roll.
So you got Beyonce.
Beyonce. It became pop. You became pop, and all that stuff, and commercialized. Yeah.
Would you say? Yeah. Like the new. I heard Joe Rogan speak about it on his podcast, but like, there's a style of, or there's a group of comics, maybe more from the old school, that don't consider these young kids that you can have a TikTok page and you're making, funny faces. You're using some of the filters that they provide. And that's becoming the new comedy. But, I don't find that stuff funny personally. But do you feel like that's already what we're in? Is that sort of?
Yeah, because what happened was I heard a club owner, this kid had like 1 million hits. The club owner hired him. Kid gets on stage, does 10 minutes, walks off stage. Club owner's like, what the fuck is going on? Were you supposed to do 45 to an hour? Yeah. He says, that's all I got.
Wow.
But he got everybody. And I really think too, maybe I'm wrong, but I think you can buy those hits, if you know the right people.
You could buy subscribers. It came out that record labels are buying streams now. The record labels are buying streams for their artists.
It's easy to trick the algorithm if you have a few dollars.
That's the truth.
I know how to do it.
You can't fake a true MC. You can't fake the aura or the charisma of a comic. Can you really control a room?
That's why in this show, no matter what, I mean, my partner, is a software developer. So yeah, the whole SEO and everything. You're absolutely right, Frankie.
Right,
you can actually buy
yeah.
that if you want to do that. You know.
There's a guy now with the new thing is this is a new trick. The guy takes his act and does 42 TikToks and breaks his act up into 42 TikToks. So you're watching an hour show with 42 TikToks.
Right.
So that's generating a monstrous audience. And he's like a rap comic type guy. I don't know his name, but skinny kid. But he's got it. He's got it. He knows the marketing angle of it. Me, I'm shitty in marketing. I really.
Yeah. You need to be. It's a lot of the old school ways doesn't work anymore.
No. I look for a manager or an agent, and even they don't want to.
Even they don't know. They still talking about the old game. We understand. We're right there. Right now we're on the we understand about the whole game now. It's the algorithm. It's knowing how to understand the algorithm.
And the thing is podcasting now, like you guys are doing, Joe Rogan just was a regular guy. He wasn't nobody. Yeah. He started podcasting. And the guy that Mark Maron, I know Mark, nice guy, a little bit on the socialist side, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And he did it. He couldn't get. He was thrown off of radio because it wasn't working. So he went in his garage and set up his own podcast. And he had Obama in the fucking garage. Would you believe this shit? Yeah. President Obama in his fucking garage.
Yeah.
Doing the podcast. So, but that's how he got his work, Mark Maron. And Joe Rogan, he got all these. He's getting his work that way. He just bought a club in Texas, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Joe Rogan is paid. He's paid well.
With Joey Diaz, I think him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that right? I'm not sure.
Joey Diaz, yeah. So he speaks a lot about the Comedy Store, and why he left LA because the scene just wasn't the same. He found that like a sanctuary. It was like every weekend or even on a Tuesday you could pop in, and Joey will be on stage, or Eddie, Martin Lawrence might pop in a Wednesday perfecting his craft. Right. And he kind of said that whole vibe's not there anymore.
Yeah, and plus too the whole woke thing and cancel it and stuff like that. You got to watch. I mean, it's like this is gonna trip you out. You can see the two of us. Yeah. He's half black and white. I'm Filipino. You know what I'm saying? Wait, you're Italian American, right?
Yeah.
You know what? Truthfully, I know I'm probably gonna pay to say this.
You're already canceled, Ray.
I know, man. I kind of miss a little bit of the racism humor. You know what I'm saying? I do, man. That's politically correct.
I got news for you. All this shit's gonna break. All this shit's gonna. This is a rubber band that's stretching. A woke rubber band that keeps stretching and stretching, and it's gonna snap. And when it snaps, guys like Chappelle and Barr and all these other guys, they're gonna be the spearhead and bust this thing wide open. I mean, Jerry Seinfeld can't work colleges. Chris Rock can't work colleges because some fucking asshole in a college that's paid by George Soros. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely no.
Yeah, I missed that stuff. And me and Harris over here, when we were just him and I doing the show, no holds bar, Frankie.
Yeah, I mean we go as far as YouTube, Leo Cohen's going to allow us. But what trips me out, right? Like Leo Cohen, the CEO of YouTube, runs YouTube. And of course, the some whatever record label puts out all this violence music, all the rap music, people killing people. But then when it comes to some of these same people that own the, involved with the parent companies, they're trying to censor, common jokes, basic jokes about a gender or a fucking sex or race. It's like
I'm tired of it, man.
But on the other side, over here, Netflix, every show's murder, and Jeffrey Dahmer is like the.
Don't push it on me, dude. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's like.
Well, like I said, it's going to bust wide open because the pendulum swings and goes. And
I hope so. I hope so because I remember your era's humor, man. That humor back then was until today is being used. Well, what does that tell you?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why Eddie's still revered, right? He hasn't touched a stage in how many years, and he's still living off of like the Raw and the his other
the Delirious and all that stuff.
Eddie is a great mimic, fucking phenomenal mimic, and he's got a quick mind and. He's very talented, you know. His comedy was not that strong. I mean, I got to be honest. His comedy was average, you know. But once he got on Saturday Night Live, man, you could see the real Eddie, and the characters he did, man, they were very good, very good.
Right.
When he was doing Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, you know, that was pretty good. And there was one scene where I was standing behind a camera, and he had the dog he called Cujo. I put him on a bar stool.
Oh yeah, Cujo. Yeah. I remember that.
If you notice, Eddie has a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of a smile, because I'm behind the camera. I got my fucking cow horns on my head, and I'm staring at him, and he's trying not to laugh. So, but
so that was you that was making them laugh, huh?
Yeah. I had good times with him.
Wow. What are you doing, you know, currently as far as in the industry? Talk about a little bit, any projects that you currently have, and are you still doing the same?
I have nothing right now. I'm not working on the strip. I don't know what it is on the strip. It's I don't know if it's political. I don't know if it's a clique. But I sent out my cards. I called people, and and nothing's happening as far as bookings on the strip. Yeah. And the money is not really there anyway. But the fact is, you still want to get on stage. You still got it in your blood. That's all I want to do. I just want to get on stage and do my thing. I went up to Jackpot, Nevada.
Jackpot, Nevada.
And the fucking crowds up there were phenomenal. I mean, really. You think, Jackpot, what the fuck is Jackpot?
Fucking Jackpot.
But the crowds were great, and I loved it. You know, I did the Sun Coast. They had a great time. So I love getting on stage. You know, I mean, I know the money's not there anymore, but it's still in your blood. You know.
But so. I think you bring out a good point in there, Frankie, because you know what, all the big names are like you said, no more in the strip. No, I was in the Bay Area, and nobody really wants to go to San Francisco. It's too dangerous. But I guess all these other maybe called suburbs, whatever. And so, you know what? I can't promise you anything, but we're gonna start something here in Reno. Come on up here, and we'll do a comedy thing. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm no hold bar whatsoever. Just
and if you've already been at Jackpot, so I lived in a town called West Wendover that you kind of got to go. Around,
is that near Jackpot? Is it?
It's about 2 hours from Elko. Yeah, pretty much 2 hours. There's Elko, Wendover, Wells, Jackpot. Yeah. I'm from all those little, I call them shitty towns, the dips in Nevada. But the people, those places are like, they're small venues. Maybe whatever 200 people or whatever it is. Some of these hip hop artists go there. They can get like 1,200 people in a town of 10,000. I mean, that's pretty, or 20,000.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hey, that's
and because
enough.
the town's dying for something.
Yeah,
and the fact that you go there and provide the laughs and the service, and I think that's really, really awesome. Do you find still like just the fact that you're a performer? It don't matter if you're in Jackpot at some casino. It doesn't matter if you're doing the Sam Boyd Stadium. You just want to get on there.
Yeah, it's just getting on stage. I mean, I did the Mohegan Sun Arena with 10,000 people. They had 30-foot screens because I did props, and that was great. And then the next night, I'm doing some small hotel up in the Catskills for a bunch of old Jews, Mm-hmm. So it's not the audience, it's me. I just want to get up there, just want to perform, and I get my high. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. That's one of my jokes. I say I look good for a guy in his 70s, right? And everybody goes,
are you 70? How old are you?
Yeah,
70?
I'm in my 70s.
Wow, still going, huh? That's good.
And that was my joke. My joke was, I look good because I stopped doing drugs 50 years ago. I stopped, stopped drinking 40 years ago. Stopped smoking 30 years ago, and I stopped fucking last week. That's the
that's gonna come back. Yeah.
So
yeah.
But that's the truth. I mean, it's a high. I get a high on that stage, and I always tell comedians, when you get on that stage, Fuck what everybody else did. Who gives a shit what the guy in front of you did? You get on that stage, that's your time. That's your play time. That's your little playground. You go out there and you have fun and you enjoy yourself. I mean, I had a guy, I was doing a show, I swear to God. And then when I did a punchline, this is how the guy laughed.
Oh, wow.
I mean, how do you deal with that? So I turned around, I looked at him, I says, you're scaring the shit out of me, pal. And the fucking audience went bananas, And then he laughed again. And I said, give this guy my money. I said, you're going to get a heart attack. But he was great. I let it go. I don't let that interfere with me that I'm some fucking star. That how dare you laugh like that? And that's another problem. A lot of guys get that attitude, like they've made it, so they're superstars, and you can't fuck with them. You got to learn how to deal with everybody.
Right. So, stay humble, right? You gotta stay humble.
Well, be true to yourself. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. You are a good person. You want to try your material out. You learn from failures. I did. I mean, I was fucking worst comic when I started. You could hear motorcycles going past the fucking club, and cars.
Where did you find that turning point in your act that you're like, oh, it finally works? What was that turning point for you, Frankie?
Well, I was working at a place called the White House Inn. This is where Eddie hung out. Rosie O'Donnell hung out there. I don't know if Ray Romano was there. I'm not sure. He might have been there. I'm not sure. But there was Dave Hawthorne, Bobby Woods, and all these other guys. And so I came in and they gave me Sunday night. You say like you're 7C, but there's one A B C D E F G, 2 A B C D. So like you're really like number 30 or number 40. You're thinking, wow, I'm 7C. That's like, So I would hang out on Sunday nights and fucking bomb every Sunday night. I didn't know what I was doing, And then one night, I told my wife, I said, look, I'm having a hard time with this. I'm going to give it one more month, and then I'm going to quit. I'm going to go back to plumbing, get a truck, start a business. She says, no, let me come down with you, So she came down with me. And in the car, she bought my daughter was a little baby then. She bought her a little, like, ski mask. But it was open face, for little babies. And the thing fell out of the car. I put it in my pocket, And I went in there and I started regular stand-up and I was bombing. People weren't just staring at me. So the guy says, what's that in your pocket? And I pulled it out and I put it on my head. And I said, it's a Polish bank robber, because I had the open fucking face mask like that. And
wait a minute. Whoa, Frankie. Wait a minute. Fucking wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Damn. You know what? I don't know. I could be wrong. That's what I remember about your act, man. You did that, right? That became like your act, right? Like, the Polish. That was you, motherfucker. That was you. Fuck, that
Baby
was you.
being born through a poncho.
Yeah. Hell
my
yeah.
head coming through a poncho.
Yeah. Freaking wait for the old folks, man. Yeah, that was you, motherfucker. Fuck.
I did that on Saturday Night Live.
Hilarious.
Thanks. I did that on
sorry.
Saturday Night Live.
Man, that's a good question. Okay, continue.
Harry's drinking again.
All right, man. All right. That was you. I remember that. Yeah. You put the...
I had the wire with the sneezing space, I did that shit. I took a toilet paper roll and I rolled it down in front of my shirt. This is like a racist remark now, I guess, because I said, I don't know, officer, I was just laying in the highway and I had like a white line going And I did shit like that, and I had a Puerto Rican played Puerto Rican music, and the Puerto Rican music would play, and I go, mira, también sé que te orado 5 minutos de Miami Beach, and everybody would fucking go nuts.
Man, so you know what? That's the old vaudeville act, bro. That's the old vaudeville act. That is funny.
Yeah, I still do it. I do 10 minutes of it at the end of my act. Yeah.
See, being
Instead
politically incorrect, man, that's what comedy is about, man. But now, I'm sensitive.
Yeah.
Ruins it.
But I develop my own distinctive persona. That's what you got to do when you get up there, And then the trick is today. The trick today is getting a group. Like I watched Russell Peters, and I went, it's funny. Right. He's not knocking me over. And right. I says, why is he getting like $2 million a year? I mean, what the fuck? Then I saw the audience. They're all Indians.
Yeah.
He's got 1 billion Indians.
Yeah, from Canada. Yeah, and he does this act because he's from Canada. He does an excellent Filipino accent. And my cousin, I got Canada and British Columbia, and they said, "Oh, you gotta hear this guy." What's his name? Peterson. Yeah, and then he would, and I go, man,
Russell Peters.
Russell Peters. Yeah, right.
Peterson is
Peters. Russell Peters.
Pete
yeah,
Davidson.
Yeah. Russell Peters. Yeah, Russell Peters. I remember him. Yeah. So
I look at the audience. There's 1 billion fucking Indians. They're laughing their heads off. Oh, Russell Peterson, he is so funny. I can't stop laughing. The man is terrific. So
because British Columbia is most of them are, East Indians in Canada.
And Chris Rock runs the gamut with the black audiences. He does cross over, I think, with white audiences, but not as much. And then you got George Lopez that does the Mexicans, and Carlos Mencia, and
now you have Joe Coy that does Filipinos and
Filipino stuff. Yeah. I was listening to his stuff too.
Yeah. I think I can top that.
Carlos, what is it? Maniscalco.
Maniscalco. Yeah. He talked about
I want some TJs. Yeah, he basically, to me, is like an actor doing comedy. Yeah, he acts out all this. That's his niche. I think it's great.
What's his name?
God bless him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, what's his name? The guy that played Batman, Michael Keaton. That's what Michael Keaton's niche was. He was an acting comedian, just like Tom Hanks was. He was an acting comedian.
Yeah,
and
they shitload of them out there.
Shitload of them.
A lot of actors also became comedians to get noticed because they really wanted to be actors.
You know what?
Used the comedy platform.
To be a comedian, you got to be a certain kind of crazy and a certain kind of genius, because you got to be there. You got to be quick. You got to be sharp, and you got to make it work for you, like you said, right? I mean, that's why a lot of very, very good actors started out as comedians. Robin Williams, for example.
Yeah. And it's hard to transition
Robin
from a good actor or a good comedian over to a good actor. It's.
I know I'm name dropping, but I would do improvs with Robin whenever he came to Catch a Rising Star, and we did one improv. I gotta say this: we were doing two sperms swimming upstream. So he turns to me and he goes, "So, what do you want to be?" And I looked at it, I don't know what to say. I don't know why, but this came out. I don't know. I kind of like heels. And he looked at me like, "You fuck, you got the bigger laugh, you fuck," And he was great. I loved Robin. Robin was a sweetheart. It's a shame what happened to him. Really
yeah. So with the accent, you grew up in the East Coast. Are you talking about like New York area?
Yeah. I'm from the Bronx originally.
From the Bronx. So you're a Yankees fan, right?
Oh, Mets.
Oh, you're a Mets. Wow. Really?
Yeah, I love the Mets. Yeah,
the Mets, huh? And you're from the Bronx, okay?
Yeah. And the Giants. I'm going up against the wall here, but I love the Giants.
You're not a Jets fan, okay? All right, okay. Yeah, and so, would you say where you grew
Frankie, up? Boo!
So, would you say where you grew up? And the reason why I know this, okay, is because I had a good friend named Rick Gordon. Rick Gordon, if you're out there, if you're hearing this, man, shout out to Rick Gordon. And
hello.
And I love the way he Bronx. He's the one. Yeah, he's from the Bronx. Jewish guy.
From the Bronx.
From the Bronx.
Jewish guy.
And funny as heck. And I go, is it an East Coast, New York kind of stuff, humor, because of the whole, I don't know, predominantly maybe Italian, Jewish, maybe some Irish in there or something like that, and everything else that makes a lot of people like in that part of the country just
so diverse. I mean, you know.
Well, yeah. Well, like in my neighborhood, the only way to make friends in my neighborhood was to beat them up. You know, they would fight with me, and if I could beat them up, we became good friends forever. You know, but
Right.
we had, you know, Jaime Lipschitz. You didn't want to fuck with him, man. He was a tough son of a bitch, tough Jewish guy. We had,
Right.
you know, German guys hanging out, Italians, Greek, you know, and yeah, it's diversity. You know, it's a lot of different people. And that in that era, I didn't know what black was at that time because you know,
Right.
we lived in the neighborhoods, you know.
Right.
And when I first got, you know, started playing the trumpet in Harlem, working with black groups, you know, it opened up a new thing for me, you know.
Wow.
Well, it's another world. Holy shit, where are these people coming from, you know? And
Right.
a lot of nice people, man, you know.
And it's interesting, you know, because on the West Coast, like, you know, I'm from Northern California, and there's a lot of people from
Yeah.
Southern California. I'm sorry, I don't know whether I'm biased or whatsoever. There's something about us guys from Northern California that just got a little bit more swagger than the ones in the South. Maybe not today, but back in the day, like there's something we have a little bit more soul. We're a little bit more the way you know, and like if you listen to Tom Brady talk, he's totally Bay. There's a certain way we talk in the Bay, and
Yeah.
I thought
Well,
that
yeah,
movie could be different.
Yeah, that's the area you're living in. That's the dialect you pick up. You know, when I'm out here talking to people, they go, "You got a different dialect. Are you in New York?" I go, "Yeah." Can't you tell? How do we get to 34th Street? Or should I just go fuck myself again? And they start to laugh. That's a comic's joke. That belonged to some comic. I can't remember his name,
Let's see.
but yeah. So I'm from New York, and then you have the Jewish comics in New York. You know, they're talking like, "Hey, and." But we all got along, you know. And,
Yeah.
there were a lot of great comics out there. You know, it's just too many people now. It's overrun. I think Comedy Central really hurt it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, really?
But
wow, talk about that.
I think let's think about this. Comedy Central comes out. It used to be the Hot Channel and
Right.
some other channel, and they developed Comedy Central. Okay, we got comedy. Jay Leno, Robin Williams, all the headliners, right? They start burning them out. Then they go down to Frankie Pace, you know, other comics on my level, Don Herrera, John Mendoza. They burn them out because it takes, you know, the right 5 minutes takes a couple of months, don't it? 3-4 months maybe, you know, writing good comic. And before you know it, they're working their way down to MCs. You know, so the guy's watching TV going, "What is this shit? You know what? I could do comedy. Fuck this. I could do this. What this guy's doing on TV."
Right.
And boom. And then also, you got to understand too, they would fly me to Atlanta, first class, limo, you know, 4-star hotel. I would do my show, right? And they said, "This is too expensive." So they did homegrown comics. You know, see if you could steal Frankie's stuff and then do it and then develop your own shit. And before you know it, each town started developing their own comedians, and they watched Comedy Central and all these other shows. And they said, you know, I could do this. It becomes like karaoke comedy. I think we lost them. Harris, I think we lost him.
He looks like he turned off his video. He probably had to fart or blow his nose. Or just weird shit. He'll come back.
Hey man, fucking great, man. I can smell it from here. It's fucking smell-o-matic. Oh man. So it's fucked up. So you know.
I think that's similar to the way like MTV kind of ruined the music in the sense that you used to go there and it was music television, and then
they overbutchered it. They overbutchered it, man.
Comedy Central, but to my knowledge, it's like it's all skits now. I mean, you know, of course, Chappelle's show had a lot to do with that 20 years ago, but it's like all these TV shows, these weird concepts of. It's like, where's the comedy? Where's the real comedy? They might show a stand-up at 1:30 to 2 a.m. You know, they have some
You know, I get what the fuck is the name of that club? It starts with a G.
There's one. I know, and you talk about Laugh Factory with the chocolate sundaes.
No, I'm talking about New York City. There's a comedy club there. I can't remember the name of it. It's a beautiful club, and I get it free. And I said, fuck it, I'll watch it tonight. You know, I never watch any of these, little comedy things, and they had 15 comics on in a half an hour.
Wow.
These guys are doing like 2-minute spots, and I'm going, what the fuck are they doing? I mean, and these kids think they're in show business because they were on TV and they did 2 minutes. And I'm going, out of the two, there's only, out of the 10 that are on, there's only 2 that are good. The rest of them, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, I forget the name of the comedy.
Is it the Gotham?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Gotham Comedy Club. Yeah. And it's
what do you consider? Room. What do you consider good comedy and bad comedy skit, Frank? Like
what's good comedy and what's bad comedy?
Yeah.
Is it truly subjective, or is there something in your opinion?
I think you have to develop your personality. That's good comedy, right there. If you don't have a personality on stage, what the fuck you doing there? You have to develop your comedy, and some people take. Sometimes it takes 5 years to do that, and another 5 years to be discovered. I mean, people think it's super simple. It's not super simple. You got to work at it. You got to love it. To me, everybody has potential. I look at it that way. But then again, I say 85,000 comedians. Like, I got one guy comes up to me, I'm a headliner. And I'm looking at him like, the fuck are you talking about, you're a headliner? I saw your act, but I don't say that to him, but I'm thinking, the fuck is he talking about, And everybody wants to be a headliner. Nobody wants to pay the pain, nobody wants to take the pain, take the fucking hits, take the losses, because that's how you learn. Say, well, fuck, I won't do that next time. And I look at it this way. It's like going to a gym. You're a skinny little fucker, and you want to be like the guy that kicks sand in people's faces and shit, whatever. Mm-hmm. So you go to the gym and you start working out. You pick up the weights, right? Ow, man, these fucking things hurt. And you start lifting weights. 2 minutes later, you're going, shit, man, I'm doing 20 pounds on each arm. That's what comedy is. It's the same thing. You got to get on that fucking stage, and you got to bomb, and you got to try, and you got to write, and you got to be creative, and get the juices going. Try not to steal from anybody. Try to be your unique self. If you want to be a crazy motherfucker up there, be a crazy. Joan Rivers calls me a lovable madman, so that's where I'm playing at. I don't know if that works, but that's what I'm trying to do. So, But you got to find what suits you, what makes you happy. You got to be happy on that fucking stage, man. You got to be happy. And like I said, don't give a shit what the guy's doing in front of you. If he's kicking ass, I've had guys that were kicking ass and I went right on after them and I didn't give a shit. And, but I would also congratulate them. There's a guy he died. His name was Soto. Funny comic. He died. And I watched him one night at the Comedy Store. And I think Robin was on stage. And he was kicking fucking ass. And Soto had to go up and follow him. And instead of being like, oh, fuck, I got to follow this. What am I going to do with it? He went, hey, let's get a hand for Robin Williams. Wasn't he great? Wasn't he fucking great? So now the audience likes Soto. And Soto now slowly slides into his material, and he keeps the crowd. A lot of comics lose that. They get arrogant. They get mentally disturbed upstairs when somebody does better than them. You can't do that. You got to let everybody be what they are. And if the guy's funnier than you, hey, fuck, man, he's funnier than you. Just be funny to yourself and get up there. And,
you talk about this guy named Freddie Soto?
Yep.
No. Freddie Soto?
Freddie?
You know what? I thank goodness for Google, but
Yeah, thank God. I'm glad you, because I'm a fucking idiot when it comes to this shit. I forget names. I forget. I look at my wife. I go, "Did I fuck you last week? Who are you?" No, you didn't, you son of a bitch. Give me the fucking. You got the money? Give me the money.
So my question is to you, Frankie, is this. Now, we're going to go into a little sensitive if you don't mind me here. You being a comedian, it's like being a vacuum cleaner salesman, you know what I mean? You got money here, you may be some money there, a little bit here. How did your wife take it, man? I mean, how was she, it's like, was she also like, maybe she worked for a living and then she came to steady income. She goes, hey, you know what? I know what you can do. Go out there and do your thing, love.
No, well, I'll be honest with you. My wife is a beautiful woman. She always was. I would akin her to like what Marilyn Monroe looked like. Okay, I'm not bragging either. That's the truth. And we got along great. We've been together all these years, and she is a dedicated mother to my kids, and a dedicated wife. And I'm very lucky to have somebody like that. Yeah. I mean, and a lot of comics have good-looking women. You ever notice that? Because they make them laugh, and they don't want to laugh and have a good time and enjoy life. Me and my wife, we laugh at each other. She does shit. I'm on the fucking floor, and I'll say stuff and she'll be laughing. One time she said something. I was drinking milk. That old joke where the milk comes out your nose. That happened to me, man. Right. She did something stupid when she was cooking us. And I just couldn't stop fucking laughing. So she was very supportive. She's always been supportive.
That's great, man. You're so very blessed to be that way.
Yeah. So I made sure she got her BMW. They made her happy. Got her jewelry. And then we've fallen into some hard times right now. I'm in hard times, but I am, like you say, I am blessed. I'm not making the big bucks, let's say. Okay, I'm not making the big bucks, but I'm happy in a sense that I got a great wife. I got 2 great daughters. My oldest daughter is an executive producer. She does documentaries. She's also got a podcast. It's called Partners in True Crime. Her and her husband, Rob, is a director, and Cindy she does all the writing and everything. So they're great. And my other daughter is funny as all hell. She's fucking hysterical. But she said, Dad, I saw what you went through in the business. I just want to have kids and stay married, and that was it. And but I'm blessed. I got a great family. And I got some great friends. My friend Ed Regine, Cliff Lawrence, and a bunch of other guys out here. And I'm trying to think of the names now. Lance Montalto is a friend of mine. I can't think of his name, but he's a magician. I know Lorenzo Clark is another friend. So, I'm kind of happy.
So you got a good support system there. Yeah,
I just want to get on the stage and do my thing and enjoy myself and trying to make a little bit of a comeback if I can.
Yeah.
If I do, it's great.
Well,
I think I'm still strong enough mentally at my age where some guys are like, hey, 2 Jews walk into where did they walk, in a bar? Where was they?
Hey, I tell you what, like Harris said, there's some people that in these places that are like kind of like forgotten, and to me, I'm looking at Rita, I'm going, every single rock group comes over here, every single musician goes through this town, but I wanna put like comedy back, like old school comedy, kind of like old school hip hop and everything, where and like. Like to where I don't want to be like part of the whole woke and politically. I don't even understand that. I really understand that.
Yeah. Well, you also got to understand the demographics of your audience. Now, if you're dealing with 50 plus, now I had this kid Adam with me in Jackpot. He was my driver, sweetheart guy, funny as a fucker too. And what was I trying to say?
Well, I was talking about like like you said, you want to know your demographics.
Dribble.
You want to know your demographics and who you're marketing to.
Yeah, right. If you got 40, 50 plus, you want to go maybe a little bit older crowd, or you might be having a 20-year-olds.
I see a lot of guys. Yeah, I see a lot of like in their 2025s to where it's like, like my son, he's 23, and I'm gonna say, and I can't say he's got an old soul. It's just that.
Well, funny's funny too. You got to understand that, I mean, I can make 22-year-olds laugh. I do.
You know what? Comedy is comedy, Frankie. I mean, kind of like if you're a good singer, like me, I'm exceptional. I'm a freaking good dancer. Okay, that's what I can say. I can salsa like the hell of them. Yeah.
God.
And so you know what? Dance. Hey, I tell you what. If you're in Dakota, Harris is he's a great lyricist and everything. You know what? There's no need to be ashamed. If you got it, if you happen to be gifted with it, use it. You know what I'm saying?
How long have you been doing comedy? How long have you been doing comedy?
I have not done comedy, but people always tell me, "Hey,
really?
Do comedy." No, you should do comedy, and I'm like, I don't know.
Well, if you want to do it, if you don't. What about you?
No, I just want to promote it. Me and Harris, that's what we want to do.
No, I do. I do a little music, and comedy for me, I just respect it from afar. I think it takes so much balls to even get up on stage. In the depths of my head, like most people or a lot of people.
Well, wait a minute. That's getting up on stage. That's gone. Being scared. Yeah, that's gone. That died 15 years ago, maybe. Where I remember I was shitting a brick to get up on stage, but that was fucking 40 years ago. Now these kids are brazen. They just get up there. They go to open mics and they just walk up there and they start spouting shit because the support is a lot more than what we had. We were all alone when we started it. Now there's a lot of support from their peers and
social media and everything. Yeah. So
I always felt like if. For myself, like, damn, because I like to do an open mic or something, but, in that depths of my head, even beyond just a simple stage stuff, like I can do a stage performance, but it's the art, like I feel like you got those comedy ghosts, fucking hovering over you, and you're like, I know, I don't just want to get up there.
That's me, George Carlin.
Patrice O'Neill looking down like. Like I just feel like I would suck balls, like oh man, get the fuck off the stage.
Don't fuck it up, my brother. I'll haunt you for the rest of your life. Yeah.
It's you gotta love it. It's anything. You could play a flute, and if you love the flute, you could be a great flute player. So it's all inside of you. It's all inside of you. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You can't teach comedy. You can't teach it.
Yeah.
It has to develop in you. You could teach somebody how to play the trumpet, because I did, and I studied and I read the Ovid's book, and I went to Carmine Caruso in New York, and I work with groups, but that's another art form too, really. And you still have to have an inner side to that. And it's weird. A lot of comedians have music in them. Either they were dancers, or they were drummers, or they were musicians. They played trumpet like me, or trombone, or violin. Or they sang. Think about it. Find out about. Look at Sam Kinison. He was singing. And, he was a good singer.
Yeah. So, like a lot of them are like artists or something. Like like Billy D. Williams. After he retired from acting, he's a painter.
Yeah.
And so
look at Tony Bennett.
Yeah. He paints. Yeah.
My friend John Coffey. Is a phenomenal painter. He's a comedian in Florida. He's a phenomenal painter. So it's in you. It's in you.
So that what's going to happen? Artist, yeah.
What's going to happen with these 85,000 comedians is they're going to go back to being a dentist. They're going to go back to being a plumber. They're going to go back to being, driving a cab or driving a truck or being, whatever. I mean, eventually it dissipates. It's a whim. Right now, it's a whim. I want to try it.
Right. And then when they reach around, when they get into their 50s, they're gonna be like Marlon Brando. I could have been somebody. I could have been a contender. Right? I could have been a contender. Could have been somebody. Yeah, I could really contend. Yeah, I could. Yeah, they're gonna be feeling that, and so that I tell my kids, you know what? Hey, man, if you're under 30, man, do what you got to do. There's only two things. They're dabbling. Don't freaking get into drugs. Don't get into alcohol. Don't have a kid. Just be selfish. If you're broke, you gotta sleep in your car. You gotta sleep on couches. Do it.
That's the same with acting. Same thing with acting.
Yeah.
There's the guy that was in Game of Thrones, the little guy. What's his name?
What's his name? Yeah, I know. Tyrion. The one that played Tyrion. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He slept in a cold apartment with no fucking heat. The guy had nothing, but he was diligent. He stayed with it. He went to classes. He went to theater, and sooner or later, he got some other small parts, and boom, there you go. So you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
What's his name? Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage, yeah. He's going to play Tattoo. But the plane,
that Tattoo from Fantasy Island. Who's going to play Mr. Rourke, though? Because Mr. Rourke, Mr. Rourke was a pimp.
I wonder who would play.
Mr. Rourke was a pimp, Corinthian leather.
Yeah. I wonder who could play him.
Ricardo Montalban. Who's going to replace him with his palooka and everything? Who's going to replace him?
I don't know.
But he's going to play Tattoo?
But I think he's going to do the Tattoo. He's going to do the story of his life more so than.
Oh, really?
But the plane. He's not going to
plane. Yeah. Hervé Villachet.
So, Hervé Villachet. He's going to probably do his life because the guy had a fucked up life, And midgets don't like to be picked up. They don't like to be picked up like a little baby, They fucking hate that, And
right.
I think he had some problems with that. Who knows? But and then he tried to make it big after the series, and nobody was going for it, and that drove him up a fucking wall.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I wonder how. Maybe that's the same thing that happened to Mini Me. From
probably.
Yeah, that's probably it's tough.
You can get a series, and you can be a hit in there, and after that you got nothing.
Yeah,
could happen. It happens to a lot of people, man. They're fucking nobodies again, and that's the sad part. You got to deal with that, man. That's fucking hard, knowing that you had it and now you don't have it. That's why girls are doing things they shouldn't be doing with guys, and guys are doing things they shouldn't be doing with guys, and they're all trying to keep that status. And it's a hard business, man, and it's a subjective business. And it's I was doing, I think it was Golden Globus, I forget. I was doing a scene where I had to play this killer, and he fucking loved the scene. But I during the break, I went outside and I saw like 20 girls reading out there, beautiful girls reading their lines, And I went back inside and I talked to him. I said to this director, I said, all these girls out there, they're fucking gorgeous, man. I wouldn't know who to pick. He goes, I'm not picking any of them. I said, what? He said, I'm not picking it. That's a fucking union. I'm not doing that shit. Check out somebody already. And I went, whoa. I said, holy shit, man. That's where it's at in this town, When they say let's do lunch, it means you're fucked. It's like it's I don't know. It's really
wow. It's how do you? Yeah. You know what? That's gotta change though. Don't you think?
No, it'll never change.
It'll never change because that's just
even with what's his name is gone to jail now. The guy
Weinstein.
He's going to jail. Yeah. And that's still not going to change. That shit's always going to be there,
Yeah,
it's always going to be girls. The girls want to be actresses so bad, and they know they take advantage of that. Guys too.
Yeah.
What's his name? Brandon. What's his?
The guy that George the Jungle. Are you talking about him?
No. Yeah.
They call. He's doing the thing called The Whale.
He was molested by a director when he was a kid.
Oh, really? You know what?
Brandon Fraser. Brandon
Fraser. Yeah. I think a lot of them.
Yeah.
Even in the rap industry, there's a lot that goes on that some evil.
I'm hearing horror stories. I'm hearing horror stories where they make these kids do shit and they tape it and then they use it to fucking.
Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, I don't trust Disney. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get canceled. Whatever. Yeah. Well, I think Disney got it. The pedophilia in Disney is just off the roof.
It's the person that's running Disney now is I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
The person that's running is not a regular person, whatever you want to think of a regular person, but that person has a mindset, and that mindset is very woke. There you go.
Yeah.
And everybody runs scared. When people start standing up to woke will disappear. Until that day comes, it's going to stay here. People have to get up and say, hey, look, enough of this fucking shit, like Dave Chappelle's doing it. And, they try to fire him in Netflix. The screamers in Netflix were losing it. And Netflix said, fuck you, we're keeping this guy, man. He's worth millions and millions. He's making us millions. So it's all about the money,
Yeah, when he got to 50 million, they made what? Made $500,000. I mean, you're gonna scream at him with $50 million. I mean, he got 10% like everybody else. You made $500 million. Give the man 10%. That's $50,000. I mean, $50 million. $50 million. That makes sense. But to us, like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. Yeah, but the kind of work that you put into it.
But he's making it for them.
And he's making it for them. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Comedy Central ripped him off big time.
Do you think
ripped off?
Do you think with all of this fuckery going on with show business and everything like that, there'll be few that'll go, you know what? I still believe in this art. Fuck all you. Fuck this. Fuck the way it was. Yeah, I'll take a haircut. I'll take a big haircut. But you know what? I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to be able to sleep at night. And yeah, you know what? Maybe I don't get the kind of money. I end up living in a condo or maybe a little single family homes, whatever, modular homes whatsoever. But you know what? At least I can get respect for my art.
And money could fuck your head up too.
Yeah, and that's it. And the drugs and all that stuff. Yeah, I that's why
football stars buying a fucking helicopter. What the fuck are you doing with a helicopter? $20 million for a fucking.
Well, you know what it is. It's okay, and this is okay. I'm gonna explain this because this is what I know. They give you such big money in the first run, Frankie, and then what's gonna happen? The IRS is gonna tax the fuck out of you, right? And you need to write that off. And then whatever, and then you bought everything. You bought a house, you bought a car, and everything. But you're making so much money. I mean, you're making signing bonus now. That's like making you like $80 million. That may not be a lot, but the tax on that's 50%, and you got no way.
Plus the fact that you make the money. The fact too, you make the money, and after a while, you're not feeling the joy of making that money.
Yeah, Joe Rogan said after you make it that point, you're like, hey, yeah.
I made $200 million last year. So you got to try to keep your fucking head together too, because that can really, Bill Maher is like on another fucking planet now. He's like,
Yeah, plus you know what was hard about him is he doesn't have a family. He probably has a girlfriend, but no kids, no nothing like that. I mean, he's got a lot of money.
Looks like someone said he looks like a thumb.
A what?
A thumb.
A thumb. Yeah, he does, man. Yeah, Bill Maher. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't. It's
he sold his soul. He went to the left. He went all the way, and they take care of him. It's like Joy and Whoopi and the rest of them. They get taken care of if they go and do what they want them to do, and which that's what they do. When you did Color Purple, and then all of a sudden you're not getting any more work.
Yeah.
What do? You got to eat. You got to, so you play the game. You got to play the game, and then you start believing the game. That's the sad part. You start believing the game.
Yeah, and it's almost for every person that says no, or like you said, I want to just live basic, simple. There's like 20. There's a line of 20 girls. You know, for every girl that won't suck the dick, there's 20 more that will.
Yep, that will just to get up there. Nah, seriously,
and then they go hyper fucking nuclear in their brains when they start losing it. You know, like how sad it is.
Oh, I'm
I
depressed.
used to go to the cafe. I go to the Cafe Roma and I see these skinny actresses that are like now 80 years old wearing fucking miniskirts, still trying to look like they're 20. You know,
that's what we call
sad
Frankie hanging on to hip hop. You know, the guy that had cornrows in the 90s and next thing you know, his hairline is this way. He still got that freaking cornrow. Get over it, mister, man. Act your age, man. You know,
they got pissed off at me. They got pissed off at me one night because I said, rap is around, but it's going to come to the point one day where the guy will be going, poo, 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 and his fucking teeth will fall out on the floor.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Like, what the fuck is this, you know? So... But then again, these guys want to do it because they love what they do. So fuck it. I gotta.
And I think there's a turning. I also think there's a turning point. I think that in the show business today, all the fuckery that's going on and everything, I think I think there's gonna be a turning point where people are gonna get fed up with it because now they're like, oh my gosh, you're sanctioning us from this and this and that. And I think the true players will maybe take a haircut. All because you know what, they don't want to sell their soul to the devil. That's basically what I think it is. So there's hope.
Well, like they always say, the cream rises to the top.
Yeah, I totally believe
that. Out of the 85,000, even Jerry Seinfeld said, you got 1,000 comedians, and now there's 85,000 comedians, and there's only 1,000 funny ones. Yeah, there you go. When I started, there was only 600 of us. And, and as far as I can remember, there was only 600 funny ones. And all the other ones were just carbon copies or whatever the fuck they were, And,
right.
And so,
absolutely.
I don't know.
Well,
I know nothing.
I know nothing.
I don't know shit, man. Don't listen to me. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, So.
Well, I tell you what,
anyway,
you're real entertaining to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And,
And before you get out of here, is it possible to get just a Harris's Drinking Again drop? Hey guys, this is
Frankie,
you want me to do that now?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
No, well, before we get into that, Harris, before we get into that, we got to ask the question. The magical Harris is Drinking Again question. Mr. Frankie Pace. Question is, did you have a good time tonight?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. Because I had a podcast show maybe 10 years ago, and I learned that you got to enjoy it, and you got to be able to listen and be open. You got to be open,
right?
And I enjoyed myself with you guys tonight. I really did.
So you enjoyed these two gorillas over here. That's over here, just.
Oh, I don't know if you're gorillas. So the Harrison isn't drinking anymore. Is that it?
Harris is definitely Drinking Again podcast.
I thought I would catch him. Look at me. I'm fucking wearing suspenders. How fucking old is this?
Hey, man.
Oh, my God.
Hey. Looking like Mario over there.
They're comfortable, man.
Yeah, man.
Who cares? Who gives a shit what people think?
Hey, that's your style, brother.
Just be you guys, man. Harris is Drinking Again. Great show. I enjoyed it. You guys are terrific. I wish you all the best. And God bless you.
Thank you, Frankie Pace.
Thank you.
Okay, man.
Thank you.
Right.
Till next time.
Right.
We'll bring you up to Reno, okay? All right.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Take care,
All
guys.
right. You have a good one. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Salamat.
Frankie Pace, everybody.
Frankie Pace, yo. Wow. I don't know about you. I learned a lot about the show business tonight through Frankie Pace, man.
Yeah, man.
Great guest.
Excellent guest. All right.
Wow.
We got another great one lined up tomorrow. I'm gonna cut the show. I gotta take a piss like a motherfucker.
Hey man, you go ahead. I already did. And I'll cover the time that you're, in this and that, and then we can do some backstories and
everything. I mean, you want to? I'm ready to, just hop out. You want to keep going, or?
You know what? If you want to hop out, we can hop out. Up to you, man. You tell me what feels good to you.
I think we killed it.
I think we did. I think, you know what?
And I need to finish these videos so I can get them out. I only got like 48 hours left.
Okay. All right. You know what? Since it's becoming end of the year, end of the month. All right. Let's say adios, man.
Well, adios. We'll be right back tomorrow night with Nick Tabor. I get his credentials. We'll find out more about Nick Tabor tomorrow. We got another movie guy, movie buff, movie critic, hosts his own podcast. And I think that one's going to be really entertaining.
Are you coming to his show or is he coming to us?
We'll be right here. Harris is Drinking Again podcast.
Same time?
I believe it's 8
o'clock.
Yeah. I got to double check, but yeah.
Okay. So, okay. All right. Because, I got the Bible study tomorrow. So 7 o'clock. So I'll probably going to be a little bit late, but I'll try to get here and have Mr. Nick Tabor over here. All right, brother, man. Go take a tinkle, and then we'll catch up on the late tonight, and we'll go. Man, I really had a good time, Mr. Frankie.
Man,
Frankie Pace, man.
6 p.m. your time, so yeah, 7 p.m. tomorrow.
6. Okay. 6 p.m. my time. Ooh, yeah. Okay, because my Bible's from 6 to 7. So, anyways, we'll work something out, brother.
All right.
Okay. All right, man.
Good,
all right,
man.
Peace.
All right, Brother Ray G, everybody in the place to be. All right, Harris again. And that does it for tonight. I did another interview before this show. I'm going to try to have that out on the back end the next day or so. So thank you, everybody. We'll see y'all tomorrow night, 7 p.m. But next week for episode TNR 050, the 50th episode, that's going to be lit like a motherfucker. We up out this bitch.
Harry's drinking again.
We'll see y'all next week. Thanks for rocking with us. Salute. Cheers.
Yo. You have been listening to the Harris is Drinking Again pubcast. For more, go to YouTube, type in @HideaPubcast. Look us up on Spotify, any and all streaming platforms. Harris is Drinking Again pubcast. Thank you.